Hey everybody, this is Scott, back for another wicked episode of Elite Dangerous. Alright, so today I have a bit of a cold, so I'm going to be hacking into the microphone and trying to edit that out later. And as such, for an interesting challenge, I'm going to show you how I use voice attack. So voice attack is one of those things that I think everybody who plays Elite Dangerous needs to have installed, and for the longest time I didn't do it because I didn't really understand what it would bring to the game. I'm imagining some idiot sitting there going, shoot, 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 for voice attack. Duh, what fun is that? But what voice attack is a relatively small application that sits in the background and listens to your microphone, so when you say certain things, it will react. Now that reaction could be a joystick movement, a key press, a response, and there's some pretty nice voice packs out there. I bought one called Astra for this game specifically, and it has hundreds, literally hundreds of different things that it can say. Now, rather than geek out and have some sort of weird relationship with the talking computer like I think a lot of people are trying to do, being married, I don't really need that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it to do useless things a little bit and useful things a lot. So I have it configured to do a whole bunch of things, and I want to kind of show those on. So some things that like I may not want to bind a key to because I'm using an X52 Pro joystick. I want to say something like lights on. So it will react. I didn't have to push a key. Lights off.
Lights off.
And you see it does have this sexy woman voice that comes with it. So you can use that every time. And I'm going to show my configuration for this in a bit, but the configuration as it comes with, it's really simple. And I think too simple. It's kind of everything you say does something, has a reaction, has a sound that plays, which I think would get old very, very quickly. So things like galaxy map. Oh, I have to make sure I pause because that was like a long sentence. Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
So it has things that it can say and do. Moving around, you can bind different sayings to rotate the map and do things like that. But realistically, I'm not going to do that. I mean, call me lazy, but yeah, I'm lazy. I'm not going to do that kind of thing. My goal is to have it perform some of the more rudimentary things that I'm not really looking to do. So I'm in Lave here. I'm waiting for the next tick of rares, which is probably done by now, and then I'm going to head over here. So I'm just filling that by the way, this fastest route thing, make sure you check that, because how annoying is that? 3 jumps? No, it's 1 jump. So I've got an ASP here outfitted with a B level frame shift drive because the A level was $5 million, and I don't have that yet. So that's what we're dealing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly over, and we're going to see how this works. So I'm going to kind of walk through me using this, and then I'll explain my configuration. The configuration will probably be a separate video because it is kind of complicated, but I'll walk through. I guess this will be the example of, do you even care if you have voice attack? Now I'm leaving my head tracker enabled for this video, so I hope I don't make a lot of you throw up, but because we are flying and we are open play, I want to have all the advantages I can. Now I've been playing in a Type 6 for the last couple of days, and it's like driving a minivan. So now we're in the sexy beast of an ASP here. So if I do get interdicted, I at least have something I can do about it. Retract landing gear. So
Gear coming up.
I've got some things like that built in, which is handy. Quarter impulse.
Thrusters 25%.
Okay, is that useful? I don't know. But it's there. It comes with a bunch of this stuff pre-configured, and a lot of it I just deleted because I really don't care to sit there and have a conversation with this thing and know they're all, all you have to do is say something and it's going to react in a certain way. And all right, well, that's fun, I guess, for a party, but for me getting work done and playing this game, no, I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to get around the other side of the station here. Now, it does have this entire encyclopedia of like constellation information and marketing information in it as well, or at least the voice pack that I bought. So you can say something like Constellation Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia is a constellation in the northern sky, named after the vain Queen Cassiopeia in Greek mythology, who boasted about unrivaled beauty. Cassiopeia was one of the 48 constellations listed by the 2nd century Greek astronomer Ptolemy. and it remains one of the 88 modern constellations today.
Jump.
It is easily recognizable due to its distinctive M shape when in upper culmination, formed by 5 bright stars. It is bordered by Andromeda to the south, Perseus to the southeast, and Cepheus to the north, and opposite the Big Dipper.
So it's got all those kinds of things built in, and I guess that, again, fun at a party, but realistically something I'm not going to want to do during the game. You heard me yell the word jump there during that conversation. That enables my warp drive, so I've got all that stuff built in. Again, I do have a key bound to that, because in some situations I may not want to have to wait for the thing to react, or what if I say it wrong and I've got a problem. So I'm using it as a kind of a fun alternative for the time being. So I do use it for a lot of different things, though. Alright, where are you? No? That's not the one I want. That's not the one I want. That's the one I want. So I've got it configured to do a bunch of things. Turn the lights on and off. And you have to say that you have to kind of briefly pause in order for it to pick up the fact that you're saying something that isn't part of another phrase. Otherwise, you're going to kind of trip all over itself constantly. I do have some fun stuff bound in here. Zoom in. Zoom in.
Decreasing sensor range.
I do have some fun stuff bound in here because I tend to talk to myself when I play. Like when I land and I do damage to the hull of my ship, I tend to say crap or dough or something like that. So I bound those to be kind of funny. I'll give you an example. Dough. Crap. Crap.
Phenomenal.
So it said phenomenal. So obviously it didn't react every time, and that's one of the things that I set up on purpose. I don't want a reaction every single time I do the same thing because it's going to drive me absolutely batty, and it kind of loses its humor after a while. So I have a certain amount of miss rate built into it on purpose. So between 25 and 30% of the time, it won't say anything to the majority of commands I use quite often. And I find this to be a positive. I don't want to hear something every time I jump to warp or turn my lights on or whatever. So some of the time it'll say something and some of the time it won't. I do have a lot of things built in, which in Super Cruise won't matter here, but we could say power to weapons.
Diverting power to weapons. Happy hunting.
So in some cases she'll say that, in other cases she won't say anything. Again, on purpose, and I really like that. Zoom in.
Decreasing sensor range.
So in this case she said something. I don't remember if she did last time. I just said something a second ago. I don't recall if she said something again or not. But go through the Windows voice recognition training, because I think that helped me a tremendous amount. The profile this came with, I saw a video on YouTube for it, and he did a nice little demo of, setting up planned phrases and having it say things. And I was like, well, this has some promise, but again, I'm not out for the entertainment value of it. I'm trying to look for functionality. He also had an accent, and a lot of the things in his default configuration just confound me. And I think that's because when he's speaking, that's what it's looking for. That's what it's recognizing. So that was a fun little jump there. So we're just trying to make it in here nice and efficient. And I'll show you some other ones here as we come in for landing. So I've got, again, power distributions built into this. Deploying the hard points is built in. Other things that I've kind of reacted to. This is something that I would like to build. Shield cells, for instance, are also in here. So you say things like save the shields. And notice I'm running all my words together when I'm talking to you rather than making individual statements, because I don't want this thing to accidentally fire off and waste a shield cell when we're talking. So you can bind it to pretty much any key press or joystick action. So you can have it do some specific things for you. I've seen some people that have it built to, when you're warping into a system, to have it automatically turn away from the sun when you arrive. That's kind of fun. But that's something I tend to do anyway by throttling back. Okay, disengage.
Disengaging cruise.
Now, again, that's kind of fun, I guess. It's not real. Do I need to do that? No.
Flight assist.
But it's just kind of fun to do. Now, this is the one that's going to make you wet yourself. Are you ready for this one? Docking request.
Requesting docking clearance.
Yeah, baby. I just did the whole docking request by just talking. That is amazeballs. To me, that was worth the $8 or whatever this thing cost right there. That was totally worth it. So no more fuddling through the menus looking for a docking request. You just say it and it happens. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Flight assist on.
So we'll get this bad boy in here. That's showing off the majority of the things that I have built for simple day-to-day navigation. So manipulating the warp drive, sending pips to and from the engines or weapons or things along that lines, deploying the shield cells. Trying to think of what else there is. Oh yeah, the landing gear and all that kind of stuff is also here. So I'll show you that. Because we use that a lot, and yeah, I'm using my keybinds and things too, but why not have some fun with it? Because you put this stuff up and down constantly. Deploy landing gear. Deploy landing gear. Landing gear down. Deploy landing gear.
Okay.
I think because I ran my sentences together last time, that was the problem. Remember, I'm not normally talking to someone while I'm playing the game.
Landing gear deployed. Docking
Hey, look at that, I didn't even scuff the hole of my ship.
Engaged.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Still running a lot of these rare commodities. I've done a lot of trading, I've done some dogfighting, I've done some things along that lines, and really it all comes back to this being simply, to me, the single most lucrative thing in the game at the moment. You just fill your cargo hold up, head out to 39 Toy or somewhere around that line. Where are these things? Did I walk right by it? There it is. 1. Alright, we gotta wait for another tick. Which is kind of annoying, but hey, you know, I have a chance to go read the forums now, do different things, go get a drink of water. I'm not one of these that sits there and just like, okay, 1, that's good enough, I'm just gonna go. I can wait 9 minutes. You know, I've got other things that I want to be doing at the same time. Maybe I'll go and fix my my voice attack so that it's got say some things annoy me, like retract landing gear. Retract landing gear. So it recognized.
Retracting the landing gear.
I was gonna say it recognized it. So there's this nice little that's running in the background that I can see what I'm saying, and it tells me its confidence level with what I've talked about. So as long as I'm talking, it doesn't tend to do it. And you can see it's not 100%, but that's okay. It's when I speak eloquently and with much purpose that it will understand what I'm trying to say. Welcome. That was a great demo. Anyway, you get the idea. So train it, and I'll show you the configuration, but the configuration is fairly complicated. So basically just go through everything from targeting, cycling through your hostiles to you name it, it's all in here. And then it's got a scripting language, or not scripting language, a scripting engine where you can do some things, which is where I kind of went and took it to the next level. The guy whose configuration comes with the application is not amazing, but it's got some good points of departure. So I kind of took it from there. And you can see some of these zoom in, zoom outs at the bottom here. Use those when we were flying. There's some other things like, where am I? What the hell?
Further information is required.
Where am I?
I don't have that information.
So, again, that was, you know, it's one of those feel-good voicey things that doesn't really accomplish a goal, but hey, they come with it, and why not? Again, this thing has hundreds of phrases that it says. A lot of alien references, some other little fun things. I'm not really sure where to throw those in here. Again, to, you know, impress your friends, well, then, you know, use them. But for playing the game and actually accomplishing work, they're not needed. So I've deleted a lot of those. But raising the landing gear, deploying the scanner, rigging for silent running, targeting is huge. You know, target the next hostile, target the previous hostile, target the closest. All those are things that I've built in that are still bound to the original key presses that come with the standard keyboard configuration, and I've left those and combined them with my X52 Pro joystick. So I have it pressing keys on the keyboard more than anything. So if we say, let's look at the, and this works very choppy, by the way, when I have the recording going. So in this case, I want to target the previous hostile. So it will press the O key in the keyboard for 0.05 seconds, then it'll play whatever this is. So let's go listen to this.
targeting previous hostile.
Okay, every time I target a previous hostile, I'm not going to want to hear that. So I've kind of branched out and gone to the next level with this. And I'm going to make a separate video on just configuration because I'm not going to have the game running at the same time. So this is just too choppy and slow. But you can get different categories. You can break things down into those. Power to the weapons, next targeting. What else do I have here? Main drive to full, lights on, lights off. And then I've got some other things like floret, afterburners, boost, and things like that that will fire the afterburners. What else do we have here? Engaging the rotation, disabling rotation when you're trying to do rotation matching, which just I never do because I've crashed my ship more times into a landing pad. It seems to continue rotating once I'm inside, which drives me absolutely nuts. And then some other fun things, opening, closing the galaxy map, deploying the hard points. The cargo scoop is one I really like because I don't, when I use my cargo scoop, binding the key to it, I don't remember where the hell it is. So I'm like, oh, it's the home key, but I have it bound to one of the 8,000 keys on my joystick here, and I never remember which one. I always seem to enable silent running instead of deploying the scoop. So this eliminates that whole screw up. Balancing the power, and so those are the ones I have right now, and I've been using this for about a week, and I think it's a pretty amazing thing, and it's $8, so it's nothing amazing. I think that everyone again should own this thing. So I will put a link to it in the thing. But if you Google voice attack, it'll come up. I think it was $8. It's not expensive, and I think it's added a whole new level to the game. Again, if you want to be one of these people to make it so it's always chatty and whatever, the capability. In fact, I'd say the default actions are already there. But if you're looking to kind of make it more of a useful thing with the occasional quippy phrase, well, then this is a good opportunity for you to do so. So again, I'll make another video on my configuration probably in a day or two because I'm going to get through this sore throat now. I just got to go back and edit through me clearing my voice constantly. But hope this was helpful, and let me know if you have any comments on what you want to see. I'm going to show you how I configure it, and I'm going to show you how I take it to the next level too, as far as adding in some of those pauses or misses so that it doesn't automatically say something every time. If I turn my lights on, sometimes I want to hear it, sometimes I don't want to. And there's like 7 or 8 different things it can say when you turn your lights on. It comes with a very nice variety. So I have it randomized through those as well as randomized not saying anything. So I'll go through how to configure that as well. So if you have any questions, throw them in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.